Yesterday's opening round provided us with both stellar play and cooperation from the weather gods. We are just off the banks of the mighty Mississippi. It's moving day at the 2024 Preserve Championship connected by Microsoft Teams. Hannah Wynn, she's got a birdie look on one. She gets the jumper to drop. Amount of elevation or height that Rebecca Cox goes with. Puts it up a little higher. This should clear easily. And it does. Rebecca Cox, bullseye hit.
A beautiful putt. There was never a doubt once that released from her hand, perfectly flat.
Raven Klein. Oh, and a birdie look on the third. And the only woman in the field today to get a 3-for-3 start. She's just looking for about 28 to 30 feet. And even closer than that, she's looking to go 3-for-3. After a birdie on one, Rebecca going for her second birdie of the round, and she gets it. 2-for-3 start for Rebecca Cox.
I would agree. You gotta just put yourself in the right spot. Oh, wow. For Holland just to start to look down to pick up her mini, she knew it was in.
The Portland area. I was going to call it in Portland. It's 45 minutes outside of Portland.
This one's drifting down to the left. It seems to hang on that side hill.
Hanley cashes it in. The straddle, uphill stance. Missy needs to get something going for her confidence here. And that one drops in. So Missy on the board here in round number 2. Raven on the 6th. This is her third. And just textbook. Up with Rebecca Cox on hole 6. Set herself up for the birdie. And a bullseye hit for Rebecca Cox. Hanley on the tee of 5. Low line drive. This just needs a skip. And a great shot. On the money. Meanwhile, Hanley has looked great with her putting. See if she can keep it rolling for birdie. Welcome back. Paige Pierce on the tee of 7. Looking for this to fade or get a kick. She'll take either. And a park job for Paige Pierce on the 7th.
Very narrow landing zones.
And there is no letting off by Holland Hanley. That looked like a full pull. And I don't think you could possibly throw that tee shot any better. This hole 7 is very straightforward. The drive from Lorenzen sets up this birdie look, and of course she cashes it in. What a bounce back after the bogey on the 6th. Online the whole way. Everyone holding their breath, getting a little bit excited, thinking that maybe Oliva was going to throw that in for eagle. Obviously, birdie looks good here for Hanley, but I don't know if you're too mad with yourself if you walk away from this hole with a par. Am I crazy in thinking that, Val?
I don't think so. I think, this is one of the most technical holes, very narrow. You see players get off their line. I feel like very often we're seeing players not hitting the gap like they need to. Maybe it's the distance, 330 feet. I feel like there's plenty of fairway to work with.
If I'm not mistaken, all to your point, I feel like this one has kind of opened up over the years. I feel like in the first couple of years we saw this hole, it was a little more congested in terms of the trees on both the left and right side, and I feel like we've got more room to work with here. First going to watch Hanley. This is a birdie look. The putter on fire. Hanley again from circle 2. Looking unstoppable.
Such a power move. You're going to finish pretty consistently throughout the tour.
If you're going to miss, I like the idea of being short or slightly left. It's just so much more open in terms of the putt. I feel like the big mistake that gets made all too often is pushing hard into that right side.
Yeah, and I think that's when players are they're scared of the water.
Preventing her from having a clean look. Here's Rebecca for birdie. And she gets it. Hanley can extend her lead, looking for a birdie on the 8th. Third to tee, Owen Scoggins. So far the first 2 haven't been on point. Can Scoggins dial it in? And she does. Owen, a bullseye hit.
You don't have too much room on the right. It's got it flat and turning. It's stabling up to perfection. That's going a little deep. She's back here at 24 feet, but she's got a nice bead on the chains here.
This could be a huge shift in momentum as Missy is closer than Holland. Holland for the birdie and doesn't draw medal. Certainly contending with those low-hanging branches. This is about the same distance, but the opposite side of what we just saw from Oliva. Missy makes it, and just like that, she's going to tie it back up with Hanley. And Gannon appears to have the advantage, at least here on the 10th. She's asking for that to stop, and I like where this is headed. She'll have a short uphill putt for birdie. Does it have the height and skip? That'll work for Oliva. To gain 1 on Hanley, her closest competitor here.
Yeah.
Right side, corner pocket, it's in. Missy Gannon will become your outright leader at 14 under. Meanwhile, Oliva in for birdie. She's going to swap positions with Owen. Owen will fall back to 7 under. She'll be tied for 4th with Lorenzen, and Maria will jump into 3rd and is in the lead by 1. We head to the 11th. That one's wide. Can it fight back? And she'll get the green flag. It'll be a long putt.
Yeah, she's in between mid and fairway on this hole. That looks a little low out of the hand, but it's pushing and it's just over the rim and into the bullseye. Crowd loves it.
Gannon going for 3 birdies in a row. Gets it. Left side corner pocket. Gannon birdies the 11th.
Is where she's strung up 3 birdies in a row, but today she starts it on hole 9. Owen says, I could do that too.
Not to be big putted. Scoggins cans it. We'll roll the Zuka replay. And never a doubt for Scoggins. Lorenzen, tee of 13. Nice low line drive. If she avoids that tree, she's going to be parked. Cox, a similar line. This is tracking to the pin. And a similar result. Rebecca, great tee shot off the 13th. Owen will remain tied for fourth, and Gannon in for the birdie. She'll go to 16 under. She'll be 2 clear of Holland Hanley. Rebecca, who's 3 under for today's round. And this is tracking right to the pin. Right next to it. Hovering around the cash line. Actually, she's well inside it at the moment. We'll see what she can do tomorrow. And barely in. Lorenzen picks up the 16th. She goes to 5 under for today's round. Lorenzen is going to get all the way through the tunnel, looking to pick up a birdie on the 17th. How does she follow up the park job on 16? Can she do so on 17? Those limbs, those tree branches are going to come into play to the elevated pin, but she'll have a look from short range. We head to the 17th with Pierce. She'll get that one to drop. Hasn't found that many birdies today. Rebecca. Back-to-back birdies on the 16th and 17th. She's at 7 under.
See if this can get the skip it needs. And just stay right there. Kind of muscle memory type of putt that she needs to rely on.
Oliva battling for a spot on the lead card tomorrow. Okay, not exactly a confidence builder, but it's in. Lorenzen throwing her 3rd. Oh, that's going to do it. She has a look for the birdie.
And this putt right here would bring Luque to 10 under, 5 back of our leader.
And never a doubt. Solid performance. She had a couple of hiccups out there on holes 6 and 14. Otherwise, a very, very solid round for her today. She's going to shoot a 7 under. I may have just misspoke. I think we will see Owen actually round out the lead card. Even with the bogey, she's going to remain tied with Maria Oliva. And Owen with a much lower PDGA number, so she will just barely hang on. Missy Gannon has not lost when entering a final round of a DGPT or major with the lead. All 5 of her wins have come when leading heading into the final round. It's a very impressive stat and doesn't really bode well for the likes of Holland Hanley.
Seemed like from the start, this card was very serious. There was a lot of tension, and that continued throughout the round. And it was a battle all the way to the end, and I feel like those last 5 holes, that's when the pressure really started to build on those top 2 players. And so tomorrow, it's going to be fun to watch these players. We know they have the skill and all the talent in the world, but it's how you can deal with pressure when the pressure's on. Hey everybody, Valerie Jenkins here. Thanks for watching these videos, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any disc golf coverage this year. And if you want to catch the live action, Make sure to subscribe to us on the Disc Golf Network. We'll see you there.